Chosen one, stop whatever you are doing right now. Do not scroll past this message. What you are hearing right now is not random. It is not an accident that your eyes found this screen today. Heaven itself has frozen this exact moment in your timeline to deliver a divine decree. And the very second your finger paused here, the spiritual realm leaned in to speak directly to your spirit. You have been feeling the shift in the atmosphere for days. That heavy exhaustion in your bones is not just physical fatigue. It is the weight of an old season that is finally breaking apart. You have been crying out in the quiet hours of the night, wondering when the relief would arrive, and while you felt completely abandoned in the dark, heaven was quietly preparing your deliverance. Listen very closely to what is being revealed to you right now. Mark this exact date on your calendar. Monday, August 17th, is not just another ordinary day on the calendar. It is a designated spiritual crossroad where the invisible hand of God moves into your physical reality, and what is about to happen will completely overturn every single battle you have been fighting alone. For months, you have looked to familiar faces for support. You expected the people you loved to stand by you during the storm, but every time you reached out, you were met with cold silence, betrayal, or closed doors. You wondered why God allowed those connections to dry up so suddenly. You even questioned if you had done something wrong to deserve such painful separation from the people you trusted most. Let me clear away that confusion immediately. You did not fail. You did not make a mistake that pushed them away. That painful isolation was not a punishment from heaven. It was a holy insulation designed to shield your spirit from voices that would have poisoned your destiny. The universe had to clear the entire room so that you would be forced to look up and receive the truth. You are an anointed vessel walking through enemy territory. Because of the pure light you carry inside your spirit, people who live in darkness could never understand your journey. They called you too sensitive. They told you that you were crazy for believing in things they could not see. But while they were mocking your silence, heaven was recording every single tear you shed in secret. Here is the mystery you must understand before this week begins. God is deliberately bypassing every person in your current circle. He is not sending help through your family. He is not sending answers through your old friends. He is sending sudden deliverance through a complete stranger you have never met before in your entire physical lifetime. This person does not know your past mistakes. They do not know your family background or your deepest insecurities. Yet, they have already received a divine assignment with your name written across their spirit. They are carrying a key that will open the very doors that seemed permanently locked against you, and they are already moving toward your path right now. Why would heaven orchestrate your rescue in such an unusual way? Because if your old friends helped you, they would demand credit for your elevation. If your family saved you, they would try to keep you indebted to their opinions forever. But when a stranger appears out of nowhere with the exact answer you prayed for, everyone will know that only God could have arranged it. The enemy knows that your timeline is accelerating rapidly toward Monday, August 17th. That is why the spiritual warfare has felt so intense over the past 72 hours. The chaos around you is not a sign of defeat. It is absolute proof that the darkness recognizes its time of holding you captive is officially coming to an end. Do not let fear convince you to pull back into the shadows. You have survived the fire, and you have graduated from the secret training ground of the wilderness. Your silent endurance was not wasted time. It was the necessary preparation for the immense authority you are about to step into. You were never meant to remain a hidden warrior forever. Take a deep breath right now and release the heavy tension from your chest. Drop your shoulders and allow your spirit to rest in this sacred certainty. The heavy lifting of your past season is completely finished. All that remains is for you to keep your discernment sharp and your heart open to the divine appointments heading your way. Stay anchored right here. Do not let the noisy distractions of the world pull your focus away from this message. Because what I am about to reveal next about why God bypassed everyone you know will completely shift the way you view your entire life journey. Take a breath. because the truth of this divine assignment runs deeper than you ever imagined. The reason God bypassed everyone you know will completely change how you view your past. For years, you carried people who would not even cross the street for you. You were the rescuer, the shoulder to cry on, and the steady anchor in their storms. But when your own storm arrived, the room suddenly emptied out, leaving you standing entirely alone in the cold silence. You spent countless sleepless nights replaying old conversations in your head. You wondered what you did wrong to make them turn their backs so easily. But heaven wants you to understand something crucial right now. Their departure was never about your lack of value. It was about the spiritual weight you carry that their fragile containers could no longer hold without breaking. When you love deeply, you naturally expect people to return that same loyalty. Yet, the people closest to you are often the most blind to your true calling. They remember who you were 10 years ago, and they try to keep you trapped in that old identity. If God used them to deliver you, they would forever believe that your blessings came directly through their permission and mercy. Heaven refused to let anyone hold that kind of toxic leverage over your future. That is why the divine hand stepped in and severed those cords with surgical precision. It felt like heartbreak, but it was actually a rescue operation. God closed those doors so tight that no amount of knocking or begging from your side could ever force them open again. Take a moment right now to honor this realization in your heart. If you can feel the absolute truth of this divine alignment washing over you, tap the like button on this video. Do it not as a simple gesture, but as a conscious declaration that you release the old cycle and open your spirit to heaven's higher plan. Let this small action be your energetic signal of total readiness. Now understand the spiritual physics behind why help must come through a stranger. A stranger does not carry the baggage of your history or the bitterness of past misunderstandings. They do not look at you through the distorted lens of human envy or secret competition. When they meet you on your path, they will only see the frequency you are carrying in this exact present moment. A stranger cannot demand a lifelong debt of gratitude for the blessing they deliver. They will simply be a pure, unpolluted vessel acting under direct orders from heaven. They will hand you the exact resource, word, or breakthrough you need, and the glory will belong entirely to God. This protects your spirit from being tangled in human manipulation ever again. Think about how many times heaven has used an unexpected messenger in ancient times. Angels rarely arrived wearing glowing halos and majestic wings. They walked into dusty streets looking like ordinary travelers, carrying messages that shifted the fate of entire nations. The person assigned to your breakthrough on Monday, August 17th, is operating under that very same celestial pattern. You do not need to hunt them down or search anxiously through every crowd you see. Divine orchestration does not require your frantic effort or human striving. The same unseen force that moves the ocean tides is already guiding their footsteps toward your exact coordinates. You only need to remain anchored in peace and keep your discernment awake. The wilderness season you just walked through was meant to strip away your reliance on human applause. You learned to survive when nobody cheered for you, and that forged an unbreakable strength inside your soul. You are no longer easily fooled by fake smiles or sweet promises that lead nowhere. You have become a mastermind who moves in silence and wisdom. Every closed door in your past was quietly preparing you for this upcoming encounter. The pain of being excluded was just heaven setting you apart for a much higher assignment. And as this date approaches, your spirit is already picking up on the invisible shifts taking place in the spiritual realm all around you. The atmosphere is dense with expectation. Now, let me tell you what your physical body has been trying to warn you about all week. The strange sensations you have been feeling are not random ailments, but direct physical confirmations of this massive spiritual upgrade. Stay focused, because what we are about to uncover next will explain every single symptom you have experienced lately. Take a breath right now, a real one. Notice how your chest has been feeling tighter than it should over the past few days. Notice how your shoulders carry a strange weight that ordinary sleep cannot seem to wash away. You are not losing your mind, and you are not falling apart under pressure. Your physical body is simply catching up to a massive spiritual recalibration that is happening deep within your spirit. Have you noticed yourself waking up suddenly between 3 and 4 in the morning? Your eyes pop open in the dead of night, and your mind is instantly awake without any logical reason. The world around you is fast asleep, but your spirit is sitting in absolute alertness. In those quiet hours, heaven is downloading new spiritual instructions into your consciousness, while the noisy matrix is temporarily silenced. You have also been experiencing unusually vivid dreams over the last few nights. You see unfamiliar doors opening before you, or you find yourself walking through rooms filled with people you do not recognize yet. These are not random subconscious thoughts produced by daily stress. They are prophetic rehearsals taking place in the unseen realm, preparing your spirit to recognize the exact moment your breakthrough arrives in physical form. And then there are the numbers that seem to follow your eyes everywhere you turn. You glance at the clock at 1:11, 4:44, or 7:77 on random receipts and passing vehicles. For ordinary people walking in the world, these are just meaningless digits with no significance. But for a chosen one, they are celestial markers, confirming that your timeline is aligned with total divine precision. You have felt a sudden, intense urge to pull away from casual conversations and crowded gatherings. Small talk feels completely exhausting to your soul right now, and superficial gossip drains your energy in a matter of seconds. You used to force yourself to smile and fit into those spaces just to keep others comfortable, but now an invisible hand is pushing you into solitude, wrapping your spirit in a holy cocoon of protection. There were moments this week when tears welled up in your eyes without any clear warning. You were not feeling depressed or defeated, yet a deep release suddenly washed through your entire body. That was not weakness, chosen one. That was your soul, shedding decades of heavy, energetic armor that you no longer need to carry, making room for the abundance that is about to enter your life. The enemy wants you to believe that this physical exhaustion is a sign of your defeat. Darkness always attacks your perception through bodily fatigue, right before heaven releases a monumental blessing upon your path. When an aircraft breaks through the heavy sound barrier, the turbulence is most violent right before everything turns completely peaceful. You are currently passing through that exact threshold of celestial acceleration. You were never designed to be an average human living an ordinary life. You are an anointed vessel operating in territory that has forgotten its spiritual roots. The intense pressure you endured was not meant to crush you, but to forge an unbreakable diamond within your character. Heaven could never entrust this upcoming assignment to someone whose spirit was fragile or easily corrupted by sudden elevation. While your body has been undergoing this recalibration, the stranger assigned to your rescue has been experiencing their own disturbances. They have felt sudden, unexplainable urges to alter their normal schedule and take different routes. A quiet conviction has been speaking directly to their conscience, nudging their steps toward your exact intersection. Heaven is tuning both sides of this divine appointment with immaculate timing. You do not need to figure out the complex logistics of how this encounter will take place. Trying to force spiritual events with human calculation only creates unnecessary anxiety and spiritual friction. Your only responsibility in this hour is to remain anchored in peace, protect your sacred boundaries, and trust the divine architect. What has been written for your destiny will never miss your door. Take another slow breath and allow this unshakable certainty to fill every corner of your mind. Every physical symptom, every silent tear, and every season of isolation was leading directly to this sacred turning point. The invisible board has been set, the pieces are locked in position, and the appointed hour is approaching much faster than you realize. Stay completely present and focused, because what we are about to uncover next concerning the stranger and their specific mission will leave your spirit in total awe of heaven's wisdom. This spiritual physics operates at the highest level of divine authority. When heaven decides to intervene in a physical life, it does not consult human opinions or social hierarchies. The universe simply aligns the frequencies of two specific souls, and commands their timelines to intersect. You must understand who this stranger truly is. They are not necessarily a wealthy celebrity or a prominent religious figure with an army of followers. Often, heaven chooses the most unassuming, ordinary individuals to carry the most extraordinary blessings. They might be someone you cross paths with in a grocery store, a quiet professional processing, an application, or a person who sends a sudden, unexpected message. Let us close the door on the mystery of your past isolation. For years, you wondered why your family and closest friends could never provide the breakthrough you desperately needed. If God allowed those familiar people to save you, their hidden envy and expectations would have drained your spiritual energy completely. Heaven severed those old cords to protect your pure vessel from being poisoned by unseen emotional debts. The people who walked away from you were looking at your current season through human eyes. They thought your silence meant you were finished, and they assumed your lack of visible resources was permanent. But heaven was purposely blinding their perception so they could not interfere with the holy seed planted inside you. You were kept in sacred quarantine until this exact moment of divine maturity. Now, consider the nature of the key this stranger is carrying for you. It might not arrive in a golden box wrapped with majestic ribbons. This key could be a single sentence that unlocks a massive financial solution, an unexpected approval on a document that was previously denied, or a sudden opportunity that bypasses years of struggle. And when it reaches your hands, you will know instantly that human hands could never have manufactured it. Take a moment right now to anchor your spirit in this sacred reality. If your spirit recognizes the heavy truth of this divine appointment, type ALIGND in the comments right now to seal this signal. Do not let this moment slip away as mere information. Treat this declaration as a deliberate spiritual agreement between your soul and the universe. The stranger who is approaching your timeline does not even fully comprehend the magnitude of their own role. They simply woke up with a strange impulse that they could not shake off throughout their day. An unseen whisper nudged their thoughts toward you, making them feel an irresistible desire to extend kindness, open a closed door, or speak an uplifting word into your life. Heaven is using their physical presence as a pure delivery system for your long-awaited vindication. When this encounter takes place, you will not have to beg, manipulate, or defend your worth. You will simply stand in your God-given authority and receive what has already been paid for through your years of endurance in the wilderness. The struggle to prove yourself is officially over. You are an untouchable authority walking through the final stages of a profound spiritual upgrade. You have endured the intense heat of the forge without losing your integrity, and you have chosen silence over bitter arguments. Because of your faithfulness in the dark, heaven is now preparing to honor your obedience in broad daylight for everyone to witness. However, you must stay extremely alert as Monday, August 17th approaches. Whenever heaven prepares to deliver an authentic celestial messenger to a chosen one, the kingdom of darkness panics. The enemy understands the power of divine timing, and he will attempt to deploy a counterfeit distraction before the genuine blessing arrives at your door. The Matrix will try to throw old drama in your face, or send toxic individuals back into your life with fake apologies to drain your focus. They want your attention scattered so you miss the subtle whisper of the true messenger. You must guard your peace with fierce determination, because your breakthrough requires an undivided spirit and absolute clarity. Take a deep breath and center your mind once again. The pieces are moving into place on the celestial chessboard, and no demonic interference can cancel an appointment that God has officially scheduled for your life. Stand still, observe everything in quiet confidence, and let your discernment guide every single step. But beware, the enemy knows an appointment is set. Here is the decoy you must avoid at all costs. Stay close, because what we are about to uncover next will give you the exact spiritual blueprint to spot the counterfeit and protect your blessing. The spiritual matrix is in a state of absolute panic right now. When the unseen forces realize that a chosen one is about to be elevated, they scramble to create confusion in your physical surroundings. Look at the people who secretly plotted against you in the past. They are suddenly feeling restless, irritated, and strangely uneasy whenever your name is mentioned in their presence. They sense that something massive is shifting in your favor. But because their spiritual eyes are completely blinded, they cannot comprehend where your help is coming from. They expected you to break down and beg for their assistance. Yet, here you are, standing in quiet dignity while heaven prepares to vindicate your name before the entire world. Now, let us resolve the mystery of the enemy's favorite trap. Since darkness cannot stop God from sending your true messenger, it will always attempt to send a counterfeit first. A counterfeit is a clever decoy designed by the Matrix to waste your precious energy. It often appears as an attractive opportunity or a familiar person returning with sweet words right before your actual breakthrough arrives. How do you spot the difference between a celestial messenger and a toxic trap? The secret lies in your spiritual discernment and the 3-second rule of intuition. When a genuine messenger sent by God approaches your life, your spirit will feel an instant sensation of deep, unexplainable peace in your chest. There will be no racing heartbeat, no hidden pressure, and no feeling of panic. A counterfeit, on the other hand, will always bring emotional chaos wrapped in shiny packaging. It will tempt you with rapid promises that require you to compromise your sacred boundaries or hustle for validation. It creates a frantic urgency that makes you feel like you will lose everything if you do not act immediately. Your spirit will feel uneasy, even if your logical mind tries to make excuses for it. Pause right here and pay close attention to this warning. Do not let your focus wander away from these words, because the enemy is actively trying to interrupt you at this very moment. A sudden text message might pop up on your screen, or an old memory might try to pull you into sadness. Recognize that distraction for what it truly is, and keep your full presence locked onto this transmission. You are a mastermind who moves with holy precision. For years, your enemies watched you from a distance and mistook your gentle silence for total defeat. They thought that because you refused to argue in the mud, you were powerless. But while they were making loud noise and celebrating premature victories, you were quietly collecting wisdom and growing stronger in the secret place. Now, the tables are turning in a way they never anticipated. When Monday, August 17th arrives, the stranger God is sending will deliver a solution that completely bypasses their influence. Your critics will be left shaking their heads in total bewilderment, wondering how you achieved victory without ever asking for their permission or bowing to their demands. A true messenger from heaven will never ask you to trade your dignity for a blessing. They will not demand endless favors in return, nor will they hold their assistance over your head like a weapon. They will arrive as a clean, humble instrument of divine mercy, fulfill their specific assignment with absolute clarity, and give all the glory back to the Creator. Take a deep breath and let the satisfaction of this vindication settle into your soul. You do not have to lift a single finger to expose the people who betrayed you. The universe has already recorded their actions, and the divine court has already issued its final verdict in your favor. Your only job is to stand tall, keep your heart pure, and walk forward in peace. Every sleepless night you endured was building the spiritual muscle required to carry this new level of authority. Ease never creates endurance, and comfort never produces a warrior. You have graduated from the fiery furnace of isolation, and you are stepping into a season where your blessings will be loud and undeniable. Let me give you the exact timeline for the next 72 hours, so you can align your actions with heaven's speed. Stay completely focused, because what we are about to reveal next will show you how to navigate this upcoming window of divine acceleration with absolute mastery. Over the next 72 hours, the spiritual atmosphere around your life will become intensely concentrated. You are stepping into an accelerated window where events that normally take months will begin to unfold in a single afternoon. And every single delay you experienced in your past will suddenly make complete sense as the pieces lock into place. During this sacred countdown leading up to Monday, August 17th, You must protect your physical environment with extreme discipline. Clear away any unnecessary clutter from your living space, because your external surroundings directly reflect your internal state. When your environment is peaceful, your spirit can easily hear the quiet instructions of heaven. Do not fall into the old trap of trying to force outcomes with human effort. You have spent too many years grinding and striving to prove your worth to people who were committed to misunderstanding you. In this new season, heaven is asking you to completely surrender the need to control every detail. True spiritual power does not come from frantic hustle, but from quiet trust. Look at how a seed grows in the darkness of the soil. It does not struggle or make loud noise while it is being formed beneath the surface. It simply absorbs the nourishment, rests in the darkness, and allows the natural laws of creation to push it upward into the light. You have been in the hidden soil for long enough, and your moment of breaking through is happening right now. In the first 24 hours of this window, you will notice a sudden wave of mental clarity washing over you. Old confusion that kept you awake at night will dissolve like morning mist under a warm sun. You will look at past disappointments without feeling the slightest sting of anger or regret. Your emotional connection to that dead season is being permanently severed by divine decree. By the 48th hour, pay close attention to your daily routines and unexpected encounters. You might feel a gentle nudge to visit a place you rarely go, or you might find yourself striking up a brief conversation with someone in line. Do not ignore those small intuitive nudges. They are the subtle steering mechanisms heaven uses to align two destinies without creating panic. And as Monday, August 17th approaches, your spirit will feel a profound stillness settle deep in your core. The noise of the outside world will fade into the background, leaving you with an unshakable knowing that you are fully protected. While the enemy tries to create last-minute chaos in the world, you will be resting safely under a canopy of divine favor. You are an anointed leader who has been preserved for this exact generation. The hardships you survived were never meant to destroy your faith, but to build a reservoir of wisdom that cannot be shaken. You are now stepping into a realm of authority where you will no longer chase blessings. Instead, the blessings of heaven will actively track you down and overtake your life. Think of how many times you helped others when your own hands were empty. You poured out love, time, and resources into people who never even bothered to say thank you. Heaven saw every single act of pure generosity you performed in secret, and none of your sacrifices have been forgotten. The universe is now preparing to repay you with interest through unexpected channels. You do not need to explain this coming shift to anyone around you. Spiritual elevation does not require a press conference or validation from people who doubted your calling. When the stranger delivers heaven's assignment into your life, the results will speak with such undeniable clarity that no critic will be able to dispute your testimony. Silence is your greatest strategic advantage. Stay with me until the very end of this message, because we are about to enter a sacred realm of prayer. And in that closing moment, we will release a specific decree that will seal this prophecy into your physical reality forever. Do not rush away before that prayer, because it carries the exact frequency needed to anchor your breakthrough without interference. Take another deep breath and feel the immense power of heaven standing guard over your timeline. Every closed door in your past was just divine redirection, keeping your spirit safe for this very appointment. You are ready. You are equipped. And the stage is completely set for your long-awaited vindication to manifest in the physical world before your very eyes. Stay anchored right here, because what we are about to reveal next in the climax of this word will completely transform your understanding of your true spiritual identity. For years, you looked at your life through the lens of struggle. You wondered why you had to carry such an unfair burden while everyone around you seemed to have an easy path. But heaven wants you to understand something monumental right now. You were never a helpless victim waiting for pity. You were the celestial warrior operating behind enemy lines the entire time. The universe did not send you into the wilderness to destroy your spirit. It sent you there to strip away every worldly dependency until your faith became pure steel. And every rejection you suffered was simply divine armor, protecting you from settling for a counterfeit destiny. Now, hear this truth with every fiber of your being. The stranger who is approaching your life on Monday, August 17th, is not your savior. Only God is your ultimate source and deliverer. That stranger is simply an obedient instrument that heaven is commanding to serve your divine purpose. They are a physical conduit sent to balance the scales of justice in your physical world. Think about the magnitude of what this means for your spiritual authority. You did not have to lobby politicians, beg for favors, or compromise your integrity to make this happen. Your tears, your quiet endurance, and your refusal to repay evil with evil spoke directly into the courtrooms of heaven, and the universe has officially issued an irrevocable decree in your favor. Look at the ones who laughed when you were at your lowest point. They watched you lose your resources, your status, and your closest allies. They genuinely believed that your story was completely finished. But they failed to realize that when a chosen seed is buried in the dark, it is not dying. It is silently preparing to burst through the ground with unstoppable power. They thought your quietness was a sign of weakness. They assumed that because you did not fight back with ugly words, you had surrendered. But while they were making loud noise and celebrating their shallow victories, you were quietly collecting spiritual wisdom. You were learning how to navigate the unseen realm with absolute precision and unshakable mastery. You are an untouchable authority walking on this earth today. The spiritual training ground is officially closed. You have passed every single test of loyalty, humility, and endurance with flying colors. And heaven is now ready to place the heavy keys of kingdom authority directly into your open hands. You will no longer walk as an exile in your own life. The stranger assigned to your path carries a solution that will make your former oppressors fall completely silent. When they see the sudden promotion, the unexpected provision, and the undeniable peace radiating from your countenance, they will have no choice but to recognize God's hand upon you. They will realize that the person they tried to destroy was protected by legions of angels. You do not need to seek revenge or demand apologies from those who wronged you. Revenge is a low-frequency trap designed to pull you back into the mud of the matrix. Your true vindication is your undeniable elevation. Standing in the light of your fulfilled promise, fully healed and fully blessed, will be the greatest statement heaven could ever make through your life. Feel the ancient weight lifting off your chest right in this exact moment. Every ancestral chain of lack, delay, and sabotage that tried to attach itself to your lineage is breaking into dust. You are the cycle breaker that your bloodline has been waiting for across generations. What stopped your parents and grandparents will not have the power to stop you. You are stepping into a realm where doors swing open before you even knock. Favor will walk into rooms before you arrive, preparing the hearts of strangers to assist you with joyful willingness. The resources that were unlawfully withheld from you are being redirected toward your bank account and your home with supernatural speed. The time of your harvest has officially begun. The heavy lifting of your entire life is completely finished. You have fought the good fight in the shadows, and now it is time to rest in the glorious outcome. Stay with me right now, because this final prayer seals the decree forever. Open your spirit, soften your heart, and let us anchor this miraculous word into your physical reality together. Take a slow, deep breath and let every trace of worry leave your mind. The war is officially over. You do not have to fight anymore. You do not need to defend your boundaries or explain your worth to people who refuse to see your light. And as you sit here in this holy quietness, the heavy burden you carried on your shoulders is dissolving into complete nothingness. Feel the sacred peace settling deep inside your spirit right now. You have endured the cold wilderness for years without breaking. You kept your heart pure while others threw stones of malice at your name. Heaven has recorded every single tear you shed in secret, and not a single drop of your quiet sacrifice was ever lost in the unseen realm. You are standing on holy ground within your own soul. The exhausting cycle of proving yourself to people who were committed to misunderstanding you is permanently finished. You no longer have to beg for seats at tables where your spirit was never valued. Heaven has prepared an entirely new banquet for you, and the guests will be sent by divine invitation alone. Now, let us enter into this sacred moment of guided declaration. Place one hand gently over your heart and close your physical eyes for just a moment. Soften your breath and quiet every racing thought about tomorrow. You are safe in this presence, and nothing from the old season has the power to follow you into this new realm of light. Speak these words quietly in your spirit as an unbreakable agreement with heaven. I surrender every need to control how my breakthrough arrives. I release every person who walked away from my life in the storm. I forgive the ones who mocked my quietness. And I open my hands completely to receive the divine help God is sending my way through unexpected messengers on Monday, August 17th. Heaven hears the pure cry of your soul right in this exact hour. The chains of generational lack and continuous delay are shattering into dust. The closed doors that caused you so much grief are turning into launching pads for your elevation. And the stranger appointed to your timeline is moving forward under direct orders to deliver your long-awaited blessing without delay. You are a pure vessel crowned with celestial favor. No weapon formed against your destiny will ever prosper or slow down your divine momentum. You will walk into rooms and instantly feel the atmosphere shift in your honor. Strangers will feel an undeniable compulsion to show you kindness, open heavy doors, and release resources that belong to your purpose. Look back at the mountain you just climbed with profound gratitude. Every betrayal made you wise, every delay made you patient, and every heartbreak taught you how to rely on God alone. You did not just survive the wilderness, you mastered it. And now, you are stepping out of the shadows as an authority that darkness can no longer intimidate or deceive. Let us seal this sacred prophetic decree together before you step into your week. Type AMN 777 in the comments below right now to anchor this word into your physical reality. Do not type it casually like an ordinary comment. Type it as a conscious act of authority, sealing heaven's promise over your home, your family, your finances, and your peace of mind. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another heavenly alignment. Your next divine confirmation is already in motion, and heaven will continue to speak directly to your spirit through this sanctuary. Share this message with someone who is feeling weary in their journey, because incarnated warriors must always strengthen each other in times of transition. From this moment forward, walk with your head held high in quiet confidence. You are not an afterthought or a forgotten soul wandering in the dark. You are the chosen one who survived the fiercest fire and came out shining like pure gold. The old chapter is closed, the new day has dawned, and your miracle is already standing at the threshold of your life. May the peace that surpasses all human understanding guard your heart and your mind today. May you sleep soundly tonight knowing that heaven is actively working on your behalf. Walk into Monday, August 17th with expectation, knowing that divine help is arriving right on time through someone you have never met. Go in peace, chosen one, for your victory is complete.